Hey there, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good week, and I'm just going to talk about the weather for a few minutes. And luckily, things around the country are relatively calm weather-wise, which is a good thing because we did see quite a bit of severe weather across the southeast last weekend. A couple of damaging tornadoes, a few damaging tornadoes for that matter. One I believe hit Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and another one hit Albany, Georgia. Did quite a bit of damage down there. So keep the folks down there in your thoughts. And I hope things go smoothly from here on out for everyone down there. Across Colorado, yeah, we saw a few low clouds today. Even saw some cumulus, which is always a welcome sight for me. I love springtime, and I like severe weather when it doesn't hurt people or do property damage. So it's just a sign that spring is not too far away. When we start to see those cumulus just east of the Front Range and even a little bit over the mountains. A few snow showers today over Denver, really nothing significant, just a few flurries, not even really enough to coat the grass, but then we have another upper level low over Quebec in Canada, and generally just really positively tilted trough over the western part of the country. Trough axis is almost just straight east to west, which will show right here. There's the trough axis right there, which is kind of a bizarre thing to see. Flows generally zonal or from east to west across the southern part of the country, where we're seeing 130, 135 knot jet across parts of Texas and the southeast. But really, weather is fairly quiet across much of the country, which, as I mentioned before, is a good thing. Just taking a look at current radar imagery. Yeah, not a lot to talk about. A few rain and snow showers, mostly rain actually across parts of New York and Pennsylvania and Indiana and Ohio. I'm not sure how much of this is reaching the ground, but I'm sure there are a few places that are seeing some rain and snow showers, and then across Colorado, just quiet. Can even really pick up much of the snow showers that we saw on radar today. So quiet is a good thing. All the folks at AMS believe they're enjoying a dry day, so another good thing. This is just kind of a side note. Thought this was interesting to see the Lake Charles radar. This is a mosaic from the University of Wisconsin. They do a really great job and put together some nice radar products. Actually see a little bit of a fire flaring up on the Lake Charles radar. Not sure if that was scribe burn or that was natural, but anyways, just kind of wanted to point that out. Looks like just a few showers across parts of central and southern Florida, but really nothing of significance here. Here in Denver, at least at DIA, we hit 31 degrees for our high, so temperature is 13 degrees below our average high for this day of 44 degrees. It's 11,006 is our 6-hour maximum temperature, so the 11 indicating minus this 0.6 degrees Celsius, which is roughly minus 0.6 degrees Celsius is 31 degrees Fahrenheit, or rounds up to that at least. So yeah, 31 degrees was our high today at DIA, and tomorrow we will start to warm up a little bit. Real warm up won't come until the weekend, where ridging starts to establish itself across the western part of the country. This is just the 0Z sounding from Denver. Pretty boring, dry, 0.14 inches precipitable water. Weak winds out of the southwest, and generally just westerly flow aloft, not particularly strong. We're talking what was that, 35 knots at 300, so actually pretty weak for this time of year. Usually we start to see January, we start to see that polar jet kind of scream across Colorado. Usually it's pretty zonal, which is why we tend to see actually fairly dry weather across at least northeastern Colorado in January. Typically a lull in the active weather that we usually see in the spring and into November. Anyways, yeah, really not much to talk about. Tonight will be chilly, as you can see. Infrared satellite, not too much in the way of clouds. That should start to clear out. But yeah, temperatures across the Front Range currently mid 20s. Places like Lyman might be a little bit cooler. Lyman, Monument Hill, those higher areas actually in the teens already. Generally just northwesterly flow at the surface, so maybe a little bit of a downsloping influence as you make your way closer to the foothills. So places like Fort Collins and Boulder. That westerly component there. But overall, just a quiet, chilly night. I'd call it a cold night. Usually our lows this time of year around 17, 18 degrees, I believe, in Denver. But yeah, we'll probably get down to the single digits tonight, so bundle up. Here's the upper air pattern I just showed you from the SPC mesoscale analysis, which is also the RAP. Yeah, again, just fairly zonal across the southern part of the country at 300 millibars. This is kind of just a bizarre pattern, and then you can see that upper level low over parts of Quebec. But yeah, really not a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to kind of skim over the 18Z GFS. I don't really want to wait till 0Z comes out, but it's 500 millibar height and anomalies. So yeah, you can see what's left of this trough will eventually start to dig a little bit to the south and impact the eastern part of the country, while this pretty high amplitude ridge starts to build into the western part of the country, bringing us some northwesterly flow in the mid-levels at 500 millibars. Generally, that just means usually it's fairly dry for us unless we start to see some short waves embedded in that flow, but just looks like ridging for now for us, and that will bring us warmer temperatures into the weekend. Tomorrow we'll eventually start to warm up a little bit as this trough moves away, but real warm-up will come to Sunday, where we should finally start to see some above-average temperatures. Saturday looks like a fairly average day, so highs in the mid-40s, but ridging, where you see these red colors and the ridge, things will stay rather dry. So quiet is the theme into this weekend and through next week, really. You can see ridging starts to build in, and this trough kind of up north looks like it's trying to dig, but really can't break down the ridge too well. Kind of holds strong where we start to see more of a zonal flow pattern, west-east flow, 500 millibars. So typically that just means downsloping for us east of the Front Range, which typically means warmer temperatures and windy. So it could even push 60 degrees by early next week. With all that being said, and that just shows up on if you look at 2-meter temperature anomalies. I'm not going to get into specifics on how warm exactly we are going to get. But yeah, 50s, 60s theme. I'm actually going backwards here, but yeah, look at those reds over northeastern Colorado. So above average temperatures will be the theme into next week and later this weekend. So quiet weather pattern. Enjoy it. I know I certainly will. Hoping to get out and do some biking and maybe even some hiking this weekend, depending on how much snow still on the ground. But yeah, everyone have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend, and I'll hopefully do one of these next week.